Well, hello everybody. Thanks for tuning in. We are continuing our topic today, which is mummy mobilizers, because I feel like we've talked a lot about strength training for women, sport specific training for mums, but we haven't talked about when and how they need mobility. So, mums who give birth often have scarring in their perineum or through their abdomen, okay? These scars will be sort of various depths and various thicknesses, and various compensations will occur as a result, because scarring doesn't your body doesn't just knit back where it's been cut, right? It does a proper contemporary dance move through your body. Okay, so the resulting consequence of any kind of tearing can be nerve damage, can be adhesions, can be organs sort of stuck to each other, and the consequence of that is our body moves a bit differently. So you can see sometimes you can see a pelvic compensation because it will present like a twist or a drop or just malalignment. So, when you're doing this sort of thing, they can move this far in this direction, but in this side, they're only doing that. Okay, you can reasonably surmise that there's a restriction in that left hip. You don't have to know why. It's useful to know if there's scars, but we don't have to diagnose to make a big difference when we see stuff like that. Okay, so if you think about a C-section, the scar that we're aware of is here, but the uterus contracts all the way into the middle of the pelvis. And there are 14 layers of tissue that they've cut through to access the baby. And when the uterus contracts, that scarring goes the whole way through their pelvis. What that's going to look like will be different for every woman. But if you're doing your movement assessments and you can see a restriction, then I have a couple of little antidotes that I like to try out first. So, basically, anytime that you are moving the femur in the hip socket, you are coordinating, strengthening, mobilizing, stretching the pelvic floor. Okay, the pelvic floor is 5 layers deep, 14 distinct muscles that sit inside your pelvis. So for that reason, the kind of mobilizer I like for these muscles involve moving the femur inside the socket. Balance is even better, because as soon as you start balancing, then you've got even more coordination and action happening through the pelvis. So this one I like to call the figure of 8, standing figure of 8, but it's also my crouching tiger, hidden dragon exercise, because the way you move your hands looks very Tai Chi. You just do what you do, what you do. If that's too hard, then stepping over a fence is another nice one that I enjoy. Okay, so you're getting rotation inside the hip joint. This one you need less control, but you probably need more flexibility. We call it windscreen wipers, where you do a little butt shuffle and keep moving. Now we're talking about restrictions. See how far I can reach over my right leg compared with my left. Okay, actually that's pretty good for me. It's almost even. I can get my fingertips on the floor. This one I can get my whole hand on the floor. Okay, so those are some mobilizers that I very much enjoy doing with my mama clients, especially if they have scars. Okay, try them out. Tell me, how your clients like them, and then know while you're doing it that you are mobilizing, releasing, strengthening, and coordinating the entire pelvic floor musculature, including the glutes. And that is a good thing for a woman that has scars down there.